In Marin County, which is right in the middle of the Bay Area, just north of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a small county, and the district attorney's office in Marin County is very strict on DUIs, like most district attorneys in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area are. On a first offense DUI, what we would call their standard penalty would be a probation if you were to plead guilty. And by the way, they don't do a no contest plea like most counties do. They require you to actually do a guilty plea. The probation would be for 3 years. They can do 3 to 5 years, but standard is 3 years on a regular DUI. The fine, it comes out to about $2,000, and they'll let you do a payment plan, which you can pay typically $60, give or take, a month until it's fully paid off. They would normally ask for 2 days in the county jail, which can be done through their work program. That's something where an attorney can do some negotiating, and there are other ways to do that. You're not going to be going to jail on a first offense DUI in almost every case. So don't worry, you've already probably been to jail. You're not going to be going back there. The other conditions are, while you're on probation, you cannot refuse to take a chemical test if you're pulled over by a police officer and they think you're under the influence and want you to do a chemical test. There's a DUI school. Now, if you're under a 0.20 blood alcohol level, typically you're going to need to do the 3-month, it's a 32-hour DUI school. Depending on which school you do it with, we're talking about 3 hours a session, typically once a week, and they have them at different times of day. They have schools in different parts of the Bay Area and different parts of the state. That's something that, depending on what your needs are, we can talk about that. You don't have to do the school with the Marin County DUI school, and there's only one school for that in Marin County. If there's an accident, there would be restitution. The maximum penalty for a first offense DUI is 6 months in jail. That's what's hanging over your head while you're on probation, on that 3-year probation. If you violate probation, you would be entitled to a hearing in front of a judge. And that judge would determine whether or not you're in violation of probation and sentence you to up to 6 months in jail. If you got the full 6 months with what they call halftime, you'd be doing 3 months in jail. You'd have to do something pretty egregious for that to happen. To get sentenced to something like that, you'd probably be in a lot more trouble for the new offense. So it's rare when someone gets that type of a penalty for a probation violation. Typically, it's something much smaller than that. And that's also something that can usually be negotiated. If you do get convicted in Marin County of a first offense DUI, those are the main penalties that you're facing. And if there are some additional things like you got in an accident, often Marin County will want to tack 10 days of jail, which again can usually be done on the sheriff's work program or some other non-custodial method through services that normally exist in Marin County. And that's something that I'm happy to go over with anybody who has any questions about these penalties.